This animal survives by doing something that should instantly kill it. There are no claws here, no teeth, no armor, just a soft-bodied creature inching its way through the dark. When a predator, a hungry crab or a curious fish, gets too close, it doesn't run, it doesn't bite back, it doesn't even try to hide. Instead, it does the unthinkable. With a violent, full-body contraction, it turns itself inside out, violently ejecting its own internal organs into the water. What follows is a scene of pure biological chaos. A cloud of sticky, white, spaghetti-like threads erupts from its rear end, expanding into a deadly net. Its respiratory system, parts of its digestive tract, everything spills out into the open ocean. By every rule of biology, this is an illegal build, a design so self-destructive it shouldn't exist. And yet, it works. So how does a creature survive something that should be instantly fatal? Why would evolution ever favor a strategy that involves literally throwing away your own guts? And what does this bizarre act of self-sacrifice reveal about the hidden, deeply weird rules that govern life in the ocean? By the end of this video, you'll understand why sacrificing your own organs can actually be the smartest move in the ocean. First, let's meet one of the most defenseless looking animals you could ever imagine. Visually, sea cucumbers are underwhelming. They are slow, fleshy, and shaped like, well, a cucumber. They possess no obvious weapons, no razor-sharp claws, no venomous fangs, no protective shell. They are the epitome of a soft target, a slow-moving meal waiting to be claimed. As they crawl across the seabed, everything about them suggests they should be an easy meal for any predator that happens to swim by. There is a subtle, unsettling feeling that something is wrong with this picture. Nothing about this animal suggests it should survive the brutal reality of a predator-filled ocean. To understand the trick, we need to know what sea cucumbers actually are. They belong to a group of marine animals called echinoderms, which makes them surprisingly close relatives of starfish and sea urchins. Their anatomy is deceptively simple. A leathery, muscular outer body protects a basic internal layout, a mouth surrounded by branching feeding tentacles, a simple digestive tract, and tube feet that help it move. They are found in nearly every marine environment on Earth, from the sun-drenched coral reefs to the crushing blackness of the deep sea. Their role in these ecosystems is crucial. Often called the vacuum cleaners of the sea, they methodically ingest sediment, digest organic matter, and excrete clean sand. This process recycles vital nutrients and aerates the seafloor, keeping the entire habitat healthy. They are nature's janitors, quietly performing a service that supports countless other species, but it's their response to danger that defies all logic. This organ-shooting defense has a scientific name: evisceration. It is one of the most extreme defense mechanisms in the entire animal kingdom. When a predator attacks, say a crab grabs it with its claws or a fish tries to take a bite, the sea cucumber initiates a sudden, powerful contraction of its body wall muscles. This immense internal pressure forces a rupture near its rear, and it expels a mass of its internal organs and specialized defensive structures. The visual is shocking. What erupts is a tangled mess of sticky white threads that expand rapidly upon contact with seawater. These threads instantly wrap around the predator, tangling its limbs, clogging its mouth, and effectively immobilizing it. The goal isn't to kill the attacker, but to confuse, disable, and disgust it into giving up. It is a defense strategy so rare that almost no other animals on the planet defend themselves in this way. So what's actually being shot out? In many species, the primary weapon is a set of specialized organs called Cuvierian tubules. These are long, thread-like structures stored inside the body cavity, existing for the sole purpose of being ejected in an emergency. When deployed, they stretch to many times their original length and become incredibly sticky, forming an inescapable net. Imagine trying to fight something that's just blasted you with a biological glue bomb, but it gets even more intense. Some species add a layer of chemical warfare to this physical entanglement. They release a potent toxin called holothurin, a soap-like compound that is highly toxic to fish and many invertebrates. A predator that gets a mouthful of these toxic, sticky threads is not likely to forget the experience. The combination of physical incapacitation and chemical assault is usually enough to make predators retreat immediately, leaving the sea cucumber to deal with the aftermath of its own drastic defense. This brings us to the impossible part. How is this not a fatal, one-time act of desperation? A human can't survive losing their respiratory and digestive systems, but for the sea cucumber, it's a calculated biological gamble. This is where their second superpower comes in, regeneration. Just like their starfish cousins can regrow a lost arm, sea cucumbers can regrow their entire expelled organ systems. Over the course of several weeks to months, they rebuild their respiratory structures, their digestive tract, and everything else they sacrificed. This process, however, comes at an enormous cost. It requires a massive investment of energy. During this recovery period, the sea cucumber cannot feed properly and is extremely vulnerable. It must survive on stored energy reserves until its internal machinery is back online. Evisceration is not a casual act. It's an all-or-nothing bet on survival, a testament to the idea that it's better to be weakened and alive than to be perfectly healthy and dead. This strategy might seem like an illegal build in the game of evolution, but it follows a brutaler, simple logic. Survival is more important than efficiency. Nature is filled with examples of autotomy, the ability to self-amputate a body part to escape a predator. We see it when a lizard drops its twitching tail, when a starfish sheds an arm, or when a crab detaches a claw to slip from a predator's grasp. But the sea cucumber takes this concept to an unprecedented extreme. It doesn't sacrifice an external, expendable limb, it sacrifices its vital internal organs. The evolutionary payoff is clear. The individual survives the immediate attack, giving it a chance to reproduce later. Furthermore, this traumatic, sticky, and often toxic experience teaches predators a valuable lesson. An animal that attacks a sea cucumber once is unlikely to make the same mistake twice. In this way, the sea cucumber's horrifying defense mechanism acts as a powerful deterrent, protecting not just the individual, but its entire species. Unfortunately, this bizarre creature has a predator it can't easily deter: humans. In many parts of the world, sea cucumbers are harvested as a luxury seafood item, known as bêche de mer, or trepang. This demand has led to widespread overfishing, and the consequences are severe. Removing these ocean vacuum cleaners from the ecosystem disrupts the natural recycling of nutrients, leading to unhealthy sediment and a cascade of negative effects that can harm coral reefs and other marine habitats. Their extreme defense also has unintended consequences in controlled environments. In the aquarium hobby, sea cucumbers are infamously known as tank nukes. If a sea cucumber becomes stressed or dies in a home aquarium, it can release its holothurian toxins into the enclosed water system, wiping out every other fish and invertebrate in the tank. This highlights the potency of their chemical arsenal. At the same time, scientists are deeply interested in these animals. Their incredible powers of regeneration are being studied for potential applications in human medicine, while their unique toxins are being explored for new pharmaceutical compounds. Ultimately, the sea cucumber teaches us a profound lesson about the nature of life itself. We often imagine evolution as a process that creates perfect, elegant designs, but the sea cucumber shows us that life doesn't follow clean rules. Survival doesn't have to look logical or efficient. Nature rewards what works, no matter how strange or self-destructive it might seem. It's a powerful reminder that some of the most extraordinary adaptations are hidden within the most ordinary looking animals, challenging our assumptions about what it takes to survive. So let's bring it full circle. What at first looked like a defenseless, fleshy slug crawling on the ocean floor turns out to be a master of biological loopholes, an animal that has hacked the rules of life and death. It has embraced a strategy that seems impossible, proving that in the ruthless arithmetic of survival, sometimes the only winning move is to throw away the very parts that keep you alive. In the ocean, survival doesn't mean protecting your body at all costs. Sometimes it means throwing it away. And it leaves us with a lingering question. How many other illegal builds are still out there? waiting to be discovered in the depths. Let us know what impossible creatures you think are still undiscovered. Leave a like if you've enjoyed the video and subscribe to support our channel. Thank you for watching.